Hi, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming, and we are at match day 5 of the UK Blood Bowl League, and it is my Chaos Dwarves versus a Underworld team. I think this is the first time that we've played against Underworld on the channel. I've played a few games against them on matches not recorded, but they're quite interesting because they're a hybrid team between goblins and Skaven, but they can all get mutations, so you can see some two-headed goblins and all types of shenanigans going on with Underworld. They are probably a classic glass hammer team. They can all get sort of claw and things like that, so they can do quite a lot of damage to you, but they are quite weak, got low armor, but those mutations really helps get them through the game. So let's just switch the view and turn the skills on so you can see what's going on. So I think from the last match I might have got a level up on a bull potentially. It looks like I've got a bull out. Sorry, apologies. It has been about 10 weeks since I actually played this game, so can't remember exactly. But yeah, it looks like I've got an MNG bull, which is an issue for Chaos Dwarves. Well, for how I play anyway, I use my my bull centaurs as my main sort of playmakers really. So I like to have one to blitz and another one to sort of harass. So if you've got one, it really does limit your mobility and your punching power. But quite a nice matchup against this Underworld team. It doesn't look like they're too developed. There doesn't seem to be any scary mutations or anything like that on them yet. But obviously I'm receiving, so it's time to start the punches. Let's just have a look. There is a blitzer with Mighty Blow there. I believe that was the blitzer. Oh no, sorry, that was the troll. Nice double skull to kick off with. Into a double both down, but fortunately I've got the block skill, so that goblin is KO'd, but burnt through an early reroll. Fortunately I got one on the kickoff result. Big armor break there on the troll. It was Thick Skull keeping him on the pitch there. If he hadn't got Thick Skull, he would have been off. Just trying to blitz soft targets, so remove some of these goblins. I can't really get through to his high value players. Would like to have punched one of the Skaven there. So it looks like it's his thrower that's got a skill. Yeah, thrower, and looks like that's about it really. He's got a bit of a bench as well, so that's probably why the value is quite similar. I've got the fame in this game as well. It's on to my opponent's turn. He has wiped out one of my hobgoblins, which I left exposed over there, but not too bothered by that. Oh, sorry, pressed the wrong button there. So my opponent's just trying to screen off, doesn't really want to fully engage. Goblins doing what goblins do best, fouling. Unfortunately, passive removal there for my opponent. Got sent off and only a stun in return, so that is not a very good result. So back onto my turn, so the ball is in a nice cage here. Blitzing the soft and squishes, get an armor break but just the stun. And it's now just about sort of applying a bit of pressure. Moving the ball into a cage, not ideal because it will be based here. But a lot of his players are on this side, so he's going to have to redeploy quite a lot. So I can get him to switch the play. And I can tag out these players. He hasn't got any guard or anything like that, so if I put the bull here, he's going to have to commit to probably an uphill block is the best that he can do. He just can't get through there. So while the troll is down, give him a quick kick. Unfortunately, I get sent off. I suppose that's fair. His first foul, he got sent off. I only went for the foul there because he is a high value piece. He's the one that can do quite a lot of damage to my team. And I'm already up a player with his goblin being sin-binned, shall we say. So he's attacking the front of the cage, which is probably the weakest point. Not that you can call a Chaos Dwarf on a cage corner a weak point, but he's managed to base the ball carrier, but I can easily get out of that. Opponent's having some rolling some ones here, isn't he? Does re-roll it though, and then immediately rolls another one. So slightly unfortunate there. The troll not standing up is definitely helpful for me. I can now punch out on a 2-die there. Unfortunately, he's got block, so that is rather concerning. I could have maybe thought about re-rolling that, but the worst... that's not a terrible scenario because at least my player's standing up. If I'd re-rolled it into a double skull, then my ball carrier would definitely be down. And also, I think I'm probably contemplating maybe dodging out, spending a re-roll on a dodge potentially, or just using the ball carrier to punch away, which is a viable option, knowing that he won't be able to get any more than just a 1-die. So the troll's up, tagging the cage, and there's the 1-die. And then a 1-die blitz, which is just a push, but he is in the clutches of a rather nasty troll. And my opponent's just getting some assists in blocks over here. But unfortunately for my opponent, he didn't manage to knock me down there. He's risking quite a lot of 1-dies here. He's getting away with them. It's not ideal, but I guess with a team like Underworld, you're more than likely going to be up against it in terms of the strength battle, so sometimes you've got to risk them. The ones that he was doing the 1-dies, they did all have blocks, so it wasn't terrible, but still riskier than needed to be. These two are at loggerheads, double block again. I'm just trying to get one of my dwarfs to punch the troll now, which I successfully do. I could have maybe done that slightly better by punching this away first. And then punching the troll with the one to the south, but I've obviously got it in my mind that I want to rotate the ball round this way, I'd say. Yeah, there's a few mistakes here actually. It's not ideal positioning where I am. Yes, all of these guys are tagged, so there's going to have to be some dodges if he wants to blitz. But my ball carrier is reasonably exposed there. But I get fortunate with the re-roll into a skull. This is time for me to take advantage now. Breaking the armor on the thrower there, key player. Now I can just start to bully the Underworld out the way. So almost using his downed player as a bit of a blocker there. So not really giving him an opportunity to get any 2 dies on me. This is all 1 dies here. He could stand up the troll and move him there, which would give him a 2 die. And there's obviously a 2 die there. Again, really stupid. I think he was just trying to tag the ball carrier there. It's just giving me another player to hit, so I wouldn't really advise that. But if this guy hadn't have activated, then that would have been a good play, because he could have pushed him there to get a punch on him potentially, but that's not how it worked out. And unfortunately, my opponents roll in an awful lot of 1s. As we can see at the bottom, 1 dodge, double 1 on the armour. Actually, that would have been my roll, but. So the ball carrier is now safe to move wherever he wants. Can put a lot of hurt on them. And start to move him out of range. Shove that guy into the meat grinder. And get some support for the ball carrier. Blocking off all routes. That's just to be sort of a screen they've got to run past. They've got to make a dodge if they want to get through. So that's quite a few dodges to go that way, or they've got to run all the way around. And again, that troll is not wanting to stand up. He didn't have anyone next to him, so it is a 4+ rather than a 2+. But yeah, this game's going, despite me doing a couple of slightly off moves. As I said, when you're actually playing the game, you don't notice it, but when you watch it back, you realise that you've made quite a few bum moves and you actually got away with it. So just trying to put as much hurt on them as possible. And decide to run out of range. And now it's clobbering time. Probably thinking about a blitz maybe with my claw piece. Or with the ball. Can't make that a 2 die with a claw piece because of that not happening there. I've got a couple of re-rolls, so I thought, well, I'll just use a vanity re-roll there. Again, just a little bit of support just in case. So he can't get anyone through particularly easy. This guy's out of range. This guy technically is in range, but he'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 2 GFIs just to get in contact with him. So instead he opts just to punch. And that was punished for the 1 die there. Bit unfortunate again. So I'm in a good position here. I can score. It's turn 8. It's a little bit risky to actually do some punches. I have got a re-roll though, so I'd have to do a sort of a quad skull really to mess this up. So I thought it was worth the risk. But unfortunately, I'm not being able to punish these little guys. And the blitz there. Didn't want to risk the GFI. It didn't really need to do the blitz with the claw player because they're only armor 7 anyway. So you may as well just punch him with one of the other guys. So Brody has scored. He is the top scorer of the team so far, I believe. And just how it's fallen, my tabletop team, I've used all the same names for my tabletop team as I have on my online team, and Brody is my top scorer on tabletop as well. So it's fallen quite nicely. So good first half. Didn't take any injuries. My opponent has got the 1 KO still, but this is turn 8. So I'm just sitting back defensively because I don't want any of my players to get punched. He's not really got any mighty blow apart from the troll, but he hasn't got block, so I thought it'd be worth risking the dwarfs on the front line rather than sticking a few hobgoblins. If it was a case of, you know, he had a lot of claw, mighty blow, I'd be tempted just to stick the hobgoblins there because they're not as valuable players as the chaos dwarfs. And despite me not having a turn for the rest of this half, I've got 3 re-rolls to spend, so very useful. If only they rolled over. My opponent's luck continues with yet another fail. So got away with that. He probably shouldn't have actually done that first. He should have punched my line. So does he get his KO back? Yes, he does. So I'm now down a player, technically, because of the sending off. So just resetting up. I think I'd probably go for a wider, because he has got some pace. He can dodge through with the goblins quite easily anyway. So rather than making it easy for him just to run down the sides, I've built a sort of a wider defensive line there, with mainly, apart from these 2 areas, there's a lot of crossing over tackle zones as well. It's with the player down, it's quite easy to get past though. So, but he's not horrendously fast. And when you get a blitz, that's why you want the ball there. So now with where that ball has landed, 3, 6, yeah, so I can put the ball directly underneath that ball. I can also position all of my players to bully his. It's sometimes you can overextend with a blitz, particularly against elf teams, I've found. So my team is reasonably slow. By doing this, if I didn't secure this ball, he could actually outpace me quite easily with a faster team. That's why I've left this one back. But having a strength 4 player sitting on the ball is not bad, is it really? But maybe I've slightly overextended here. He should be maybe drop back a little bit, but like I say, he's got to commit a lot to knocking down my centaur there. Doing some risky plays with the dodges. And he manages the push, but it's enough to clear away. He secured the ball and he's running away. Yeah, another really stupid. That troll does not want to play this game. And a failed dodge. The reason why all his dodges are failing like that is because I have got tackle on the players, so he has to use a team reroll rather than just the inbuilt dodge skill. And that's left it wide open for me just to run and punch him. Do need to clear down some of this so I can either run through here. There's potential 4+ dodge and run round and blitz, but probably got something better on. With that push, I've blocked off that now, so it might be the 4+ then. Actually, here we go. It's a GFI, 2 GFIs. I don't manage to knock him down, unfortunately, but I can tag him, make it awkward. He's not going to get out of here too easily. But not a great turn there with blocks. It seemed to be all pushes. And his troll finally wakes up and does actually punch one of my chorfs down. I have to get revenge for that. And we have somebody on the run, so I think he's thinking he's in trouble here. So he needs to get away from this, so we could be looking at a pass play. This all kind of stems back to me overcommitting from that blitz. But again, fortunately, I do get lucky there. So I've now got a couple of easy hits. Again, I can't seem to buy a knockdown apart from that one. It didn't break the armour. Sometimes armour 7 appears to be the hardest armour in the world. Risk the 1 die. And the ball bounces quite nicely for me there. Yes, armour 7 is really holding out. Went for the dodge for the pickup and then the run in. Managed to get it, get the ball, and just a cheeky run away and score for the 2-0. There was no way that I could really sort of protect that ball to sort of stall it out potentially, so I thought, well, it's worth just trying to do a cheeky score, get 2 scores ahead. It's now looking pretty solid for a win, but as we all know, anything can happen in Blood Bowl. Nothing to report on the injury bench, all the same. Decide to go a little bit narrower with the setup. Didn't really work last time, so we gain a turn though. So that puts my opponent back in it a bit. He has got a fast enough team to score 3 times in this half. So this team's easily capable of doing a 2-turn touchdown. So he could do a couple of 3 turns and a 2-turn potentially. Had to use the re-roll there, but block doing a thing and killing a player, well, injuring one. It was a bad one though by the looks of it, so yeah, it was a casualty, it was a 4, so that would have been a miss next, I believe. So he decided to Apo that, and he's back on the subs bench. This is where you wish you had your ball centaur on this side. This is what I was talking about, missing a ball centaur, because I'd usually have 1 on each side, and if I'd set up with a ball centaur there, I'd really be able to pressurise that ball. I'm just trying to put a little bit of pressure, try and force him over this way, but my strength is over this side, so it's kind of a rock and a hard place. I'm sure it's these two that just constantly do the double block. Bringing the ball centaur around. So I'm just saying there, look, I've got two guys that can get to your ball if you don't pick it up. And dropping a guy back in defence, because again I have pushed up quite a lot here. So if he does gets the ball and gets past my line, I've got a sweeper. He can run through quite nicely now. Which is why he's trying to get rid of my sweeper there, which he's done. So he's clearly setting up for a pass play here. That guy is looking like the receiver. Tagging my centaur so I can't easily get there. Hand off to this thrower. Fails to catch. And he has no rerolls. Oh dear. Ball's landed quite nicely for him though. It is in 2 tackle zones. And again I can't buy a knockdown at the moment. Just pushing these goblins around. This is one of those games when you sort of see it as a Chaos Dwarf player. You think, yes, this will be very nice. Armour 7, dodge is their main defence. I can negate their main defence quite easily. So you're feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good, but then you can't get an armor break. You feel less good. But a win is a win. And being 2-0 up at this stage, it's looking pretty good for a win, isn't it? Got a lot of players around the ball. So he's trying to dig the ball out by pushing me onto it. Slightly better for him, but still in a tackle zone, particularly with that happening. He's bringing the goblin back. Injury on one of my players, so I'm losing the attrition now, ironically. Yes, it was an Armour 7 player, but for the amount of blocks received to taken, it's not looking good for me. And there we go, my opponent could just run it in. Squeaky bum time. I think my opponent got a little bit fortunate there that I didn't manage to knock any of his players down in the previous turn. If I had, I would have been away with that ball again. And then managing to knock my player down and injure him. To then retrieve the ball and score. That was quite fortunate, but I can't really complain because he hasn't really had that much luck all game. So. And I'm potentially thinking here, well, I can sit on the ball, slowly grind it up the pitch in my 5 turns remaining. So hopefully he'll start suffering a little bit of attrition, but I don't need to score, I just need to protect the ball. I do always try and score if I can. So he's weighted his line quite heavily this side, so I'm just trying to get as many punches on them as possible. Get a reroll, not sure how helpful that is. The ball's landed right next to my ball carrier. Blitz from the centaur onto the troll. Let's do some work to him. It's a knockdown. Just put him back into some safety. making a bit of screen so he can't easily get his players round. This is my target area for the ball. So I managed to pick it up okay. And it is safely in a cage with this covering off that. He's going to struggle to get that ball back now. I have this guy as a bit of a flanker on the cage corner there. So it looks like he's probably going to be setting up for a hit on the Hobgoblin here because he is a soft target. Manages to get the knockdown. All Hobgoblins are expendable, even when they have levelled up like him. And the ultimate insult, getting knocked down by a Goblin. And we've got foul incoming, it is only +1 to this. Manages to get the armour break, but just a stun. Wow, that would have broke anyone's armour. So he has fed me a lot of players, so I'm quite happy with this. I can just punch my way out of here, which is what I like doing. So I wouldn't follow any of these, just clearing things out. And a nice armour break is helpful. Have to risk some 1-dies. I want to get the 1-die hit on the troll and manage to get away with it. But as I said, don't need to do anything with that cage now. That's pretty good coverage there. So he's going to be attacking the centaur by the looks of it. That's where the blitz is coming from him, I'd say. Oh, got a goblin thrown. Unfortunately, doesn't pay off. He could have actually made that. Oh right, okay, so he's going there. I thought he was going to hit the centaur, but he's gone for the chorf instead. And did decide to follow up. I'm in a little bit of bother here. It's going to be hard for me to actually get some 2-dies. I'm going to have to do some work to actually get some 2-dies with the way that players along the flank have got players in their tackle zones. So just trying to work out where the 2-dies are, take advantage of the 2-dies. It's a risky game that he played there because he's going to take a lot of punches. With his armour 7. Again, not getting any injuries out of these though. Only pushes. So I'll be blitzing. Managed to weather that okay. The 2 arm breaks is definitely helpful. Again, he knocks down the same player and does manage to get the armor break. So I can't just do like I did in the last turn, just push him away. I've got to reposition here, and that is a massive help to me. Because he hadn't stood up all of his players where he could. That means that I can get away. Do double skull there though, so I've blown my reroll, so anything I'm doing now is slightly riskier. Blitz is coming here to push this player away. really sure where I'm putting the ball here. That helps. So the ball is going around here now. Yeah, just running away knowing that he's only got a goblin here in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so removing that threat. So he's literally only got a goblin that can get to the ball carrier on the last turn, and also I needed to move then because it is the last turn. Oh, he's throwing the goblin, but he eats him. No, he doesn't eat him. So he's just farming star player points now, trying to knock some of my players down and injure them. Manages to get the ball. There we go. That's probably pretty much how the entire game's gone for him. Failed dodges with goblins. Getting squished by the Dwarves. So it's just a run in, using the reroll if needed for the 3-1. So probably a slightly frustrating game that, in terms of not being able to get that many star player points from Kaz that you'd actually expect. But a pretty decent haul of star player points anyway. There's a couple of Kaz in there, and then obviously the 2 touchdowns on Brody was nice. Unfortunately, Hobgoblin did get the MVP, which is never ideal, because you don't really want to level up your Hobgoblins. You want to try and get your Chorfs and your Bulls done first, but yeah, that's it. So there we go. That is game 5. So we are currently 3 wins and 2 losses this season. So the team is definitely starting to roll. Starting to get a few little level ups on players, which is definitely useful. So let's see if we can continue the winning ways next week. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy that. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and throw us a like if you like the video, and click that notification bell so you don't miss match day 6, or any of our other content that we'll be uploading over the next few weeks and months. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.